The thing about quitting is it is a bad habit to get into. I believe that the habit of quitting is established early in childhood, age 2, 3, 4, 5. Mums and dads let quitting happen. They introduce quitting into their child's world without even being aware. You know, I don't want to go to practice today. Next thing you know, I don't like practice. I don't like playing ball. I don't like playing hockey. I don't like piano. I don't like playing chess. And then they allow them to quit, especially in season. I have a rule with Emery where we follow through things to the end. At the end of the season, at the end of the hockey season, at the end of the skating season, at the end of the horseback riding season, at the end of the chess season, if she wants to, strategically stop doing something that's healthy and do something else, that's great. I want her to be chasing her passions and obsessions. I don't want her to be pounding her head against a cement wall doing something that she doesn't like to do. But with that said, quitting during a season, which I see a lot in minor sport, I start my year on Sundays. I teach, age group of age 5 to 14 on Sundays for 90 minutes. My daughter Emery is part of it. And these are some of these children, not all of them, but a lot of these children, it's the only recreational sport they have. It's not affordable for them to play organized hockey. So it's the Junior Blue Wings program, and I've been coaching it now for 2.5 years, and I really enjoy it. And my daughter's part of it. But it's interesting how quitting is allowed by parents. So I run hard practices for 90 minutes. The kids work extremely hard. I'm extremely demanding. I don't give a shit whether they're age 5 or age 14. We do things right. I talk about discipline. I talk about mental toughness. I believe in 100% championship level effort and work ethic. And that's what I'm there to teach. It's more important than the sport. I'm teaching them to compete. I'm teaching them how to win. I'm teaching them how to lose and make it serve you. I'm teaching them how to learn, set goals. So I start the season with sometimes close to 30 young kids, age 5, 7, 10, 14. And it's interesting, by Christmas, we're down to 15 kids. And then by the end of the year, you're probably down to 10 or 12. So you've had over 50% of your children, for whatever reason, and this is fun hockey on Sunday mornings. It's recreational, it's not hardcore by any means, but you have 50% up to 60% of the children have been allowed, for whatever reason, to quit by mom and dad. Well, it's too hard, coach is too demanding. I want to stay at home on Sunday in my pajamas and play video games. I want to spend time on my tablet. I don't want to go to the cold rink, whatever the reason is, it's all the same. It's parents surrendering leadership to be liked. I want to be a liked mommy. I want to be a liked daddy. So they don't teach their kids the fundamental skill of stick-to-itness. In other words, when I grew up in my home with my mom and dad, we were fortunate to be able to do anything, whether it was hockey or go to a movie or anything. We didn't quit things. We were grateful for the opportunities, few and far between, that we had. But to see these children, come out with brand new skates on and brand new sticks and brand new equipment, and then after 1 session, 2 sessions, it's too hard. Well, it is hard. It's hard to learn how to skate. It's hard to learn how to swim. It's hard to learn how to do anything. It's called life. It's called demanding your kids, stick-to-itness, that they learn a skill. It took me 20 years to learn how to be a copywriter. It took me 20 years of study to learn how to be one of the top marketers on the planet. It took me 31 years to become the #1 world builder on planet Earth. So my stick-to-itness has been the critical component. Not talent, not even passion or obsession, just stick-to-itness. So today I was out there with the kids And I think we had 11 kids on the ice. And you could say, well, oh, it's flu season and whatever, but that's not what it is. We have plenty of children there who told mommy and daddy that it's too hard, it's too difficult, and they're allowed to quit mid-season. My fellow coaches in minor sport talk about it all the time. Boys and girls that pack it up mid-season when they're playing a team sport. So it's just a very, very bad habit, and it is a habit. Quitting is a habit, and it's a very, very bad habit to take on. So the one thing I tell the kids, the one thing I preach to my daughter Emery, is that as soon as it's okay to feel like quitting. It's even okay to think about quitting. I've been there many times. I feel like quitting 5 times a day. I haven't really had a productive day in business if I don't feel like quitting 5 times a day. That was taught to me by an earlier mentor. If you don't feel like quitting 3, 4, 5 times a day, you really aren't in the trenches. Are you kidding me? It tests us every day. But as I tell my daughter, I say, Emery, it's okay to feel like quitting. It's even okay to think about quitting, but it's just long as you never do. Long as you never do. The only quitting we have in our world is, like I mentioned, strategic quitting, where you quit something that doesn't serve you anymore, or you replace a negative habit with a positive habit, or you stop something at the end of the year to invest your time elsewhere. That's strategic quitting. That's not what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about here is just giving up, surrendering, and that is a god-awful habit to instill in any person, let alone a young child. It's okay to quit. It's okay to think about quitting. It's okay to feel like quitting every single day. Just don't ever, ever, ever quit until the job is done. Is that the message that your ride or die best friend Queen hears every day from you? That there's relentlessness, no surrender? Is that what your kids are being taught? Your son, your daughter? Is that what your grandchildren are being taught? When you're serving people in your community, is that the message to the young people that you're talking to? Is that quitting is a habit, and a very bad habit to get involved in? Man, the one thing that I tell my daughter is when you quit, it means you automatically lost. And any champion is sick to their stomach when they lose, right? Emery's sick to her stomach if she loses. Krista's sick to her stomach if she loses. I'm sick to my stomach if I lose. We learn and we lose. But when you quit, you just gave up the opportunity to even have a chance to win. There's so many times where I felt like quitting, and I just said to myself, if I quit, if I stop, if I quit and I surrender, it guarantees I fail. It guarantees I fail. If I don't quit, even how slim the margins, at least I'm still in the game. At least there's a chance I can win. At least there's a chance I can adjust. At least there's a chance I still have an opportunity to win. When we quit, it's over. And it's a bad, bad habit to instill. So that's a checkup today from the neck up. It's such a mental battle out there. And it's okay to feel like quitting 5 times a day as an entrepreneur and businessman. Because if you're not, you're really not pushing yourself. I feel like quitting 5 times a day, but I don't quit. And if I do quit, it's strategic quitting at the end of a quarter, the end of a season, or something that's not working for me. So keep that in mind and make sure that the message that's in your world is that it's not okay to quit. Quitting means you have no chance to win. It shuts every door. It just means that dream isn't going to happen. You have a dream to be a vet and you quit. Your kid has a dream to be whatever it is and you crush it for them, or you let them surrender. And that automatically means the one life they were given, the gift from God they were given, it's now not going to happen because you allowed them to quit. I want to do this, Dad. I want to do this, Dad. And then you allow them to quit when it gets hard. It just means they'll never get there. My friend Russ Lowry, I remember with one of his sons, and he's still doing it today, he says, every time he's pitching, he's a left-handed pitcher in college, and when he's a little boy, he says, it's my job to make sure that nobody steps on his dream. It's my job. When he talks about pitching in the major leagues someday, my job as father is not to say that won't happen, because he's also a good athlete. And he goes, my job is to make sure I keep that dream alive for him, to get him in the clinics, to get him in the camps, to believe, to make sure he's I'm not talking about pipe dreams, but he said, my job as a father is to make sure that my son's dream is kept alive. And if it doesn't happen, are you kidding me? The life skills he's learned through being relentless, through discipline, through desire, through hard work, through championship effort. If he ends up playing for money, it's like I tell all my athletes, if you end up playing for money, that's gravy. If you get an education out of golf or out of baseball or out of hockey or out of football, that's the rest of it, that's gravy. If you ever get paid to do something in terms of sport, that's gravy. But none of it will ever happen if you allow your kids to quit or your grandkids to quit, or even you quit. I want to build a 6-figure business, but you quit. I want to build a 7-figure business and you quit. And it's like Dwayne Casey, my friend who is the coach of the Detroit Pistons. He goes, Michael, when you pound the rock, the stone cutter, he says most people quit at 1,000 hits, and then the stone breaks open at 1,001. Or most people quit at 9,000 hits and the stone would break open at 9,001. Don't allow quitting in your world, only strategic quitting. And that's not what I'm talking about. Make sure that habit is not in your world, not for you personally, not for your children, not for your best friend, not for anybody get the quitters, curate the quitters out of your world. Anybody who says something can't be done that can be done, get them out of your world. You need to be surrounded by winners, not losers. Winners aren't losers, and losers aren't winners. What's the greatest Christmas gift you can give your wife and children this year? What is it? You're out there shopping. You hate shopping like I do. You're trying to get your wife a present. You're trying to get your girlfriend a present. You're trying to get your kids a present. What's the greatest present you can give your family this Christmas? BadassWorldBuilders.com. BadassWorldBuilders.com. You up-leveling your game as a husband, as a father, and as a business owner, what greater gift can you give your wife and kids? You transforming your life, getting in the best physical, mental health of your life, going from 5 figures to 6 figures to 7 figures. Do you think that'll have more impact than buying a necklace or taking on a vacation you can't afford, or buying some clothes that they don't want? Or buying, some whatever it is, another phone or some technology. The greatest gift you can ever give your family is for you to invest in yourself in a mastermind in 2023. I have that mastermind ready for you. My World Builders Mastermind starts this week on Wednesday. We start on Wednesday and you can still join. You need to apply at BadassWorldBuilders.com. The link is below. And you can be live with 49 other brothers for the rest of the year, and me, up-leveling your entire world. Is that not the ultimate gift for your wife, your best friend and secret weapon? Is that not the ultimate gift for your son or your daughter or your grandkids? For you to finally take your life and business to the next level? To provide your family with personal sovereignty? What's better than that gift for Christmas? Give your wife, give your children, give your family the present, the gift of personal sovereignty this year. BadassWorldBuilders.com. Remember to hug and tell your wife and children how much they mean to you today. When you get home, nothing more important than the king every day tells the people that are most important in your world how much they mean to you. Could be a note, could write on the mirror, could leave them a thing in the vehicle. Little tiny things all the time that matter. 2 words that changed my life, 2 words that'll change your life. Be relentless.